spinning in position, knows exactly what to be worried about. Crosshair magnetized to the right part of the smoke as someone sat in moto and thought, how do I trick him? You can't.
And so even in the face of this fast move, this fresh look, FaZe Clan hit their wall. It is a ROPS.
Oh, that's just filthy. The play was in front of them. They actually smoked to split up into CT spawn, expected to need to put a little bit more pressure on to take the A site. They didn't realize, actually. There was only 2 there. It would have been good to just go quickly. FaZe back to the drawing board. They'll have to save.
What started well with those consistent B hits was answered by Zywoo's starting moves. The adaptation that comes out of Kerrigan is just a great example as to why he is considered one of the greats and argued as the greatest.
I mean, a win here would help.
He understands that Counter-Strike comes at you fast, and so you have to move even faster. Vitality bank on that defense in the 1 round prior. Now, it's a lot of free space given over to FaZe. If Twist had a deagle, I would almost believe.
Playing back.
Jacob will hang on to it instead, and as he tries to take contact, it's that flashbang that gets ROPS into the play. Zywoo's got Kerrigan. Block kill here for FaZe, but that should be about it. So even catching one, Vitality knew exactly what was coming their direction, and this is a chance for the CT side to truly grow, because we are now talking about 5 of the last 6 rounds all the way of Vitality.
Now, the perfect player to find for Vitality was ROPS. He joined this team. He showed us that, again, he wasn't getting carried on his previous lineups. He was the reason that they were great. One of the only players who's so close to a superstar, but really is a star role player, a star in anchor positions. A guy, it feels like, is gonna have a trophy sliding bar like we've never seen by the end of his career. He comes onto Vitality, who were just looking for that one last right move, and made the huge difference. Set them off on their streak, got them their major, put them in a position to defend that major here in this finals. There is no this Vitality without ROPS.
And even within this inferno right now, starting to climb up that scoreboard at a pace that should scare FaZe. You've got ROPS anchoring on one side with 11 kills, and Mezzi already at but 9. Zywoo with critical opening shots as well. FaZe may start to feel like the walls are closing in on them. Dust 2 wasn't even a contest.
That one's too far.
It's gonna chip Twist down to half health. Frozen tries to pounce. Flamesy able to catch one at least, but he goes down with this pressure from FaZe Clan. And they're gonna follow this through. There's a moment here for Apex as he draws Zywoo over to try to help. Apex, yes! Finishes the kill to Twist.
That's a great spray.
Zywoo's got the line, but he misses his off shot. Brokey just bounces his way into the fountain as ROPS quick off of the A site.
He's gonna try to make this a long round.
Somehow, some way, Brokey.
I mean, how are you gonna figure this out?
You never ask questions when it comes to Brokey. You just watch and learn. This is a guy who shapes chaos into comfort, but instead he gets popped by Mezzi in an instant. And so Vitality's 6th round comes with them just throwing their bodies at that banana problem yet again.
Apex saves the day. 2K spray, solid from his position. FaZe want one thing right now. They want one thing. They want one gap at the top of car, and they're going to go find it. They're coming through every smoke now. It's not even just the smoke at the top of the site, but the one that's on the half wall. They're ready to go through. Can't say their efforts don't make sense. What I want to know if this half keeps playing out this way, if that game plan is a little too simple. It's 6-4 now. It's a half by now for FaZe. But it's about to get real ugly if they don't get any more rounds. Six of the last 7 here for Vitality. CT side has started rolling. playing with fire, and Zywoo is down, actually.
He's got no reason to fear you with this deagle.
That is the ultimate reaction time test. I don't even think he'd have a chance.
Why not? Just head towards banana again, huh?
No bottom B control. They're kind of fighting them in limbo here.
This was Vitality a bit light out of the gate this time, when it comes to B at least.
You know, it's a dangerous game to fight for banana control, but it's one that must be played.
Because if not, this
Thing is, though,
happens.
again, the amount that they block this, I just feel like there's chances. There's opportunities for FaZe. Especially when it's a half buy.
Ooh, but another smoke meets them. Are you brave enough to try to burst through?
But like, you see it's a perimeter defense right now for Vitality on the A side. They don't have info on bracket. They don't know if anyone's pushed halls.
No, they've let FaZe get this close. Flash finds its mark. Apex, nade out. Oh, Tech9 jumps!
Oh, he got it off the corner of his
He's gonna have to go massive. And he will line up on the front of the site, but they still swarm. So many players move by. Kerrigan's hands onto the M4. You let them get this close.
What?
And is it only to tear their hearts from their chests?
Will it be Mezzy again?
FaZe fight valiantly on the hopes of a 5th round. Cut down to size, it is Tech9's in hand, and Zywoo on the retake lines them up and stuffs them in their coffins.
Handled by himself. Mezzy with the bullet through the smoke. Mezzy on these retakes.
Let that be a reminder to Vitality that if you let FaZe get close...
It feels like we're in Groundhog Day in 2 different ways. FaZe want one thing, that's B. FaZe want to come through the smoke at the top of B. See, Xtaz constantly seeing this and wondering what's happening. But then you always have Vitality pulling off the retakes.
It's a 5-round streak about to turn 6. If they can close out this one final attempt for FaZe, at least who have their guns, and an opening kill again. Roki gets the better of Flamesy. Apex took half his health and damage early on. Oh, but Rops from middle finds Kerrigan. A freebie through the smoke to just slow FaZe down a notch. All while Zywoo goes for something different. We have not seen this op inside of the apartments. FaZe Clan have not felt this.
They're not peeking in from both sides. We'll see if Jacob wants to take a liberty. Oh my God.
Catches him in between thinking of both ends.
That's a message.
It's a big pickup for Jacob. Trying to get this game going, trying to keep that threat of an A commitment online, and it's just gonna leave Rops on his own. But I think with how much FaZe have had this affinity for the B side, it makes sense to keep majority on this side. Mezzy's locked into the boost. Frozen's gonna put a smoke down in front of him, but Mezzy's gonna maintain vision over top as long as the flashes don't fully find him. Player pushes down beneath.
Mezzy.
He's gonna execute him in a second.
Oh, he has a chance to do a lot more.
He lets this sit. All while Apex dies, Mezzy wins. He pulls the trigger, turns around, and executes them both.
It's got to be the 1-on-2 from Twist now. Mezzy makes the move to make this feel impossible. No spice on the site.
Got to get picked back up, it will be. Twist fake plant once, Mezzy doesn't bite. Banana player dead!
Oh.
And Twist slain! Mezzy again and again! And Vitality prove there are gaps between them and FaZe on Inferno. 6-round streak takes the life out of FaZe Clan's faces. The silver lining so far on Inferno for FaZe is that Pistols have continued to go their way, but that 3-round start at the very first half of this map, is it all just false confidence for a FaZe clan in the face of 2025's #1?
It absolutely could be. We've seen Vitality now. They've shown us that they're better on retakes. They showed that last map as well. And even if FaZe can get 2 crazy entries, that the round isn't over. So Pistols are the only reason that this map is even competitive for FaZe Clan. They're going to need 2 just to continue that. Otherwise, this is going to look a lot like Dust 2. FaZe fighting from beneath in every single game that they play. Showing improvements, getting better, putting together some great map streaks. Their Inferno's history looks better than Vitality's. But it looks like Vitality are now fully online.
Made over, is it timed well? Yes, it is. Ooh, damn.
It's unbelievable.
There's some hefty damage on that one from Frozen. Problem is, he's alone on this site.
Playing open.
There's no kit here for FaZe, and it's looking like a retake will be needed. He can try to spam down with some body shots. Oh, or maybe just straight up headshots. Why not?
It's that Frozen are happy.
No entry allowed for free. Executes through smoke. And his nade has softened up the others. FaZe with no kit retakes on. And retakes going to perfection.
They put those pistols together. We can give some credit to Frozen, okay? That nade was awesome.
Sure. And the headshots through the smoke well timed.
Crosshair placement is half the battle, okay? The timing is perfect off the footsteps through the smoke. The nade square between 4 players here. And Frozen playing retake is the difference.
Can't believe you leave him solo on that bomb site. He gets that much value.
Yeah, well, he has shown his value in playoffs, 100%.
I remember
might have been his best map ever on Nuke yesterday. I mean, that was unbelievable.
It was not long ago that 3-0 start on the T side also had FaZe Clan's fans frothing.
Now we might get the most interesting scoreline so far in these maps. Because if FaZe are relying on pistols to get this comeback, then Vitality are going to have to do this the hard way, you know, no matter what. Now we'll see if they can try to convert this. But this is something we haven't seen yet. Usually the teams that are taking the pistols, they're crushing. FaZe had a fetish for the B site. Seems like Vitality are going to try to do the same thing.
Smoke in front of it still. They're not going to respect that. Trying to climb over top. Good flashbang. Oh, as he capitalizes in that moment. And Zywoo's going to find one as well. That is revenge for Frozen's hold in the last round. Man advantage, Vitality forced by. And again, the retake's called for. And again, it does not feature a kit. You've got enough utility to try to flush players out of position, a frag to open up the smoke, but you will not see anybody frantic. Oh, they eat the flashes, and Flamesy comes out perfectly. Twist within that moment, gets the trade frag right back, but still the numbers favor Vitality. Oh, the lineup!
What? And they know it's Robs.
Sits back into Banana. His ex-teammates in front of him. With their hopes on the line, he will peek out and die to the USP of all things.
They covered it, the lineup. When you see that from Grill to Emo, 2 players dead to the M4 spray, somehow.
Another one where there is just no time and still he pulls it off. I thought no kit would cost them.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Covered perfectly. Brokey puts that one together. Eating ammo. 3 frags in the finish.
Whoa.
Navi suffered a lot of those rounds yesterday.
But how long can FaZe sustain a CT side that's just surviving with retakes like that? Honestly. Honestly, how long?
This is the time. We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. What you can say is that Vitality's execute. Better flashes, better spacing. They kind of did what FaZe did to them, but they actually put themselves in an even better spot. It was a more unlikely retake. But I think Vitality, at least they can tell themselves, like that really worked. Kerrigan was blind for back-to-back flashes, damn near 6 seconds or so.
Budapest believes. Vitality start this one slower. And they've got a lot to work with right now, right? I feel like sometimes when you start around this slow, FaZe will be considering just how much Vitality have up their sleeve, but there is a comfortable amount of grenades here. They could go for 2 volleys. You know, you look at the nades in FaZe's hands in contrast, as they continue to drop them on the defensive before we get this commitment from Vitality's utility. Luckily here for FaZe, stacking this bomb site at the right time, in the right direction, down to 25 seconds. Vitality have taken their sweet time, and they're still just gonna try to puncture through up the short side. Jacob inside of the pit, cuts off that one player towards apartments. Flashbang's good, blinds a bunch of bodies, but there's a bunch of bodies. That's the problem for Vitality. So many defenders. Zywoo, 2 more players to try to topple. Frozen's dead with the last bullet. He claims it, and the last second, did he miss it?
No, he's got it.
Okay.
That bomb's going down.
Clutch is on.
Kerrigan was left alone at B. Now he has to retake. Zywoo, 13 HP.
Tech9 in hand, and Kerrigan tiptoes his way closer. Oh, keeps himself into the cover, has to hit the headshot. At any moment, Kerrigan swings. Zywoo sits.
Oh, Kerrigan's got it.
And FaZe are there to deny it, but it's another by the skin of their teeth.
He'll get on this bomb, it's a defuse. It becomes a 1-round game.
You smell that?
Smell like manure in here. I mean, it was almost some of that for Vitality.
This is
really
how it
nice
starts.
Depth, yeah. To be honest, twist kills are so key on the opposite side of default. Rotations are nice and fast there. And Kerrigan, you know, all he has to do is not take a headshot angle fight, and he has a huge advantage. You got an instant kill in MP9. It's only because of Zywoo that we thought maybe that'll happen.
Powering up now. This is a gun round as well. Vitality's lead, slowly but surely, has begun to disappear. Mezzy on the answer back to Banana, though. That's Frozen just fed over.
Yeah, that's pretty massive, you know. Two damage for Mezzy. No bullets hitting him. And Kerrigan on solo duty again. That's what happened last round, except it was an A play. Vitality looked to go back to what works. Kerrigan went from one of the best maps of his career to getting 3 frags back on Dust 2.
Hell yeah. And now with grenades in hand, he's got 4 bodies of Vitality about to barrel his way, so he puts the smoke down to try to delay it.
Which wolf are we gonna get here on Inferno? Kerrigan's got some heavy-duty grenades here. Impact damage. If they want to linger too much, they're gonna eat some damage.
Chucks it in the middle. Still that corner occupied by Rops.
They don't get touched by anything here.
Frag grenade. It's gonna...
Oh, sheesh.
As he crosses his fingers, they'll cross into the bomb site.
And they're just gonna walk away from this. That late smoke, he thought that was the key. He wanted to make sure he had vision as they were gonna run through on the left side, but they made sure to spam it. They made sure to spam it. They're doing a lot of what FaZe are doing, but they're making it look a bit better.
It's Mezzy again.
It's Mezzy again. When are we gonna stop saying his name? He's the one guy, 2 maps now, pure dominance.
Beauty of Mezzy's career, just so overqualified for this position in Vitality, but he also is another supportive pillar, much like Rops, to kind of try to prop up everybody else. But the evolution of Mezzy is what I'm always blown away by. The leadership elements of his play that he starts to bring to the table. He's the one guy who never seems to completely fall into the darkness if things don't go well for Vitality at the start of a map.
We always get that listen in, you hear Mezzy come through with words that, you know, make him appear wise beyond his years, just to get everyone back on the right track. Sometimes those are foreboding signs, though. When in games like that, when that happens, it's a little too late. We're not seeing that now, however. He's playing well, Vitality R2. They have, yes, let FaZe back into the game, but they keep a lead.
You have to think of all of the costs that were racked up to FaZe Clan in that streak of 3 rounds at the start of this.
Yeah, there's a pot of gold on the other side of this win for Vitality if they can pull it off. Remember, this is a 5v4. Mezzi gets one back, doesn't even take a lick of damage. Not sure how that happened to Frozen. But 2 entries, that's too much to sustain. And because he does it so easily, Vitality keeps so much left over. It's FaZe's economy that's teetering.
Playing off the bomb site, trying to get up towards Vitality.
Good.
Nate
Here in the
perfectly
bell,
placed.
yeah.
That's Zywoo down to half.
They are calling out their positions quite well. That's
Get
one
in the free
vision
damage
spotted,
while you can. And remember, back to Zywoo taking over this position in the first half, right? He was the guy to come over and to solve the problems at B. Well, now it's Brokey's chance, but he peels away. Kerrigan's going to get executed from over top.
That's beautiful. Molly on Hobbit made sure that they could not get support for Kerrigan. Now they're in business.
Brings Brokey back. Frozen sitting here all the while. And that one smoke grenade.
They're going to expect him on this corner. Kind of brazen for him to be here.
Oh, still goes for the cross. Molotov's coming over. He wants to lock in backside. And the utility's going to disrupt Frozen's position. Brokey can't quite seem to get comfortable in this bomb site. Flashbangs find him. He is dead with nothing to show for it.
Yeah, they barrel through. Everything is perfect in place. That smoke a little off, but no CT there to punish the corner. Vitality just making sure that everything was as good as it felt.
It's a world-class execution. And it's a FaZe Clan that just can't keep up.
Twist calls for the save. That is that's the most solid moment, I think, for Vitality on these B execs, because like it's cool to see them do what FaZe did, but a little better. But also coming through these smokes, I feel like they're opening the door to a little bit more variance and like what can happen, especially for the team that's should be playing from a position of power. But right here, the way they make sure to zone Kerrigan, they call out how Kerrigan is making sure that they can punish everybody who's behind that half wall. He lands that nade at Bell. He calls for Brokey to come and peek into logs when he sees a player as he's jumping over the half wall who's doing a good job of sort of playing battleship in that situation. But then Vitality responded with equal and even better gameplay. Zoned him out entirely. There was no chance for him to shoot back. He would have just had to read that someone was above him, and that boost was assembled too quickly.
See the remnants of the save. The little that Kerrigan and Brokey will have, a smoke grenade for each.
We've watched FaZe play Overpass, which is the map that's coming up next. It was by far their worst game of this entire major. We've seen them get a lot better since then, but they also stopped allowing it through since then.
There's nowhere to hide in a best of 5.
They know the pressure's on to win this map here.
Ouch, that nade is tough. Kerrigan down to 36, and remember, only with the pistol. Bomb still floats back by ramp, so Vitality not quite ready to go all in on this just yet, but you can establish a strong line for Zywoo. They actually smoke it out themselves. They'll try to find something over top with the boost on the sandbags, and that is the perfect call out. Frozen goes down, the gun will need to be picked back up. And this B bomb site feeling prime for the taking yet again. Bomb recovered, joins forces on Banana. And Apex is just gonna try his hand at the commitment again. Kerrigan at bat, steps forward with a clean frag to Flamesy.
Ooh, it's awkward actually. Slows it down at a moment they were about to jump on this.
Awkward flash as well out from Apex, just trying to keep pressure on this Banana hold.
Kerrigan's not alone again.
30 seconds, smoke goes over top. But that's Brokey with the USP.
Man, give him that M4.
With the M4. He's hanging on to it at 36 HP. Trying to hope that they'll let Brokey go unnoticed. Kerrigan, not more left for him to do. Mezzi clearing corners.
Oh, of course, he's got it covered.
Mezzi clearing FaZe Clan. Time and time again, out of this B-bomb site, majority stand for Vitality. Do FaZe want to take this chance without a kid?
Yeah, they get on to 11. FaZe, this is the situation they knew they'd find themselves in this moment. Mezzy 20-6. With another successful round of B kills assisted by Zywoo's opener.
And slowly but surely, the tale of this Inferno is going to be one comparable in both halves. Pistol full conversions. That's 6 of the 7 rounds that FaZe Clan are sitting on at the moment. But given runway, vitality, take off time and time again. They've showed it to us all year long. This is miracles on one side of the stage and masters on the other. And Vitality are showing you why we have talked about them all year long.
I mentally forgot about Nuke, as if it never happened. Vitality take firm control here as they steady the ship on Inferno. Another buy up in response, no op for Brokey to work with. Could have if he really wanted it.
Jacob begins to be freed up from the shackles of the A defense, goes for, again, a bit of an apartments opening, but you just know Vitality are on the other side of those walls. So he'll peel away. Kerrigan comes over to join forces. Not often we don't see him inside of that B bomb site, but they try to bolster it with the Twist Frozen combo instead. And there's a moment here where Frozen's starting to get frisky towards Banana. Utility from the bottom of ramp. Bomb has been left towards spawn again. Slow squeeze for Vitality to try to secure themselves a 12th round on map 3.
And it's been so much B. It's been so much B. Maybe they get a little loose here on the A site. Maybe they want to come and peek.
Don't do it, Kerrigan.
He's thinking about it.
Don't do it.
But he's not giving in just yet. No op to play with so far. Bomb's getting picked up. Decisions haven't been made yet. Just chilling right now are Vitality, starting to walk it up. And
runs around, and Zywoo doesn't really pull the trigger.
And
wasn't quite ready for that pace. Kerrigan gets away with it, puts flames in front of it. 25 seconds to this clock, and we've got a group of Vitality players about to try to charge down this A site.
He must have literally blinked.
Jacob with no utility sits inside of the pit. Kerrigan starting to have second-guessing moments here, just frantically runs back over towards the library side. Vitality so heavy up short. Brokey's position's gonna cut off the bomb. Jacob gets his from pit. It's a slaughter. Zywoo turned back the other way, and FaZe find their fight.
Wow, and he's in danger. Zywoo's gonna run away from this 39 HP. This is a mixture of a great hold and time pressure from Vitality. I think Zywoo must have literally blinked, not taking that shot on Arch. But the fact that it came down to a single point of failure over on the A side makes you think, here's why there's a lot of B plays happening. Are Vitality as confident as they appear?
3 rounds the gap now for FaZe. Chance to build up some money. The most convincing round win of the second half for FaZe Clan. Keeps Vitality off that overtime secure. And they didn't see what the setup was for FaZe inside of B site, and that was that layered Twists Frozen holding the same angle, something that they were able to tap into on Dust 2 a couple of times.
Both teams have been playing so far back on A. There's just been nothing interesting happening on that side of the map until it's an A hit. We're never getting the bottom B flank. Now that's for Vitality and FaZe. But now that FaZe are in the second half, it's their ball game.
Nade gets dunked on the setup. Frag sent back the other way. Frozen at back. Oh, can't manage.
Oh, that's a big kill for Flamesy.
It's a good amount of damage. Flamesy survives the nade. Kerrigan into the back of the site. Has to hope that Twist can help him. Frag doesn't do too much off Twists. And then he dies. It's all fit. Nothing. Nothing here for FaZe.
Mezzy got twisted. CT spawned. Another smoke kill for Mezzy.
3 players inside that B-bomb site, and FaZe will come up with nothing.
And he's smoking that FaZe back right now.
Vitality's 12th round, their easiest yet.
Right back to B. They just said, don't overthink the situation, keep it dead simple. Sage advice from Zywoo.
Save here is critical, and Brokey's back is about to be exposed.
Yeah.
Ooh, never mind. Trying to get away, but Rops is a real hunter. Important to see if he gets this. Brokey in the corner will survive. That's 2 up for FaZe, 4 rounds.
No, you're right. Pretty much their only chance to make this interesting. Besides pistols and conversions, there hasn't been much here for FaZe. Kills like this are just everything.
Singular round win beyond the pistols and conversions. That's it.
Smoke break. That's just so good for Mezzy, man. So alert. So ready.
Look at the limitation that FaZe will have with this one. Brokey tries to go for the mid pick, gets nothing out of the gate. FaZe Clan surely still feel like they need to build up this B bomb site defense. That is why we've seen Twists and Frozen take over control. Frag grenade again, well placed. Flashbang even better. Frozen.
Over the ball.
He doesn't see it. But a back turn to him. He gets away with the run. More players down on the other side of smoke. Frozen barrels through. When push comes to shove, Frozen hits them with the cold shoulder.
Oh, with the volley going in the wrong direction. That flash working wonders. And the M4 doing the rest. FaZe live to breathe another round, it looks like.
Money's fine for Vitality. That's not going to be a problem just yet. All that's happened is you have missed your first of 4 chances to close map 3. Pop shot wounds Rops. Bomb in possession now of the FaZe Clan. And they are going to win this one with 5 players strong. That is a statement move by Frozen.
I'm not gonna lie, we haven't seen all the layers that give us a great Inferno from both teams. And like for Vitality, finally a response at the bottom of Banana. Not just all of these fallback trap nades. There's been too many rounds from both of these squads that have ended because 2 entries happen when there's a push through a smoke, or it's, you know, the finality of the situation at the mouth of B. It feels like that's happened almost every single round. T attack from both squads. But the utility in the early round has been good from FaZe. The first time they actually send someone down to kill people at the bottom of Banana. I think their one regret would be playing scared and dying that way.
How he gets away with that flashbang. Ooh, it's everything. Getting away with a 3rd kill, all because Mezzy doesn't see it go over top. Well, well, well. We go back and forth, 4 rounds, non-consecutive now. The FaZe fight is alive, folks. But the money's still good for Vitality. Another nade for Apex to have to stomach. Another Molotov to force him back. Trying to keep Vitality away from those very successful B-site executions takes bravery.
Yes, but that's the only way you're actually going to win. There's so much variance just inherently on Banana, you know.
Oh, exposed.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well-used utility here for Vitality for the 5v4.
The flash paired with the smoke break, that's Frozen out, the main threat from last round.
They took a lot of damage in that process. Will it soften them up for somebody else on FaZe to thrive? Frozen had his round 1 round ago.
This will be curtains for FaZe unless they can come up with a 4v5. Will their good pieces of utility actually have an impact on the outcome of this round?
Kerrigan still just sits here.
And he's got to do something for his team, otherwise they can't justify staying 3B.
That smoke at the bottom of Banana fades. Kerrigan peels back slightly. He can hear the rumblings of this incoming Vitality. A scramble over for Brokey as Kerrigan confirms that they are getting closer, but they're still not an all-in. There is not a full commitment. FaZe Clan now leaning back on 2 defenders per bomb site, and Vitality have made up their minds. They are going to take this challenge to Twist and leave it to Mezzy to come through. But will Jacob be able to stand up when the lights are brightest? Holds on to the apartments, and he gets overwhelmed. Mezzy is everywhere. But don't forget about all of that early damage. Brokey taken down to 46 health. Just one of the pack now. As Kerrigan tries to wrap this one around, this is 2 players not working with kits, 2 players not working with utility. As Vitality, Kings of 2025, lock into their bomb sites. Look forward to the 2-1 advantage in this best of 5. but they have allowed Kerrigan to creep ever closer. Down goes Brokey, Kerrigan strikes, but it's good night on Inferno, and hello again, Vitality. Surviving the tests time and time again.
Tago ko lang. Igago, napagard.
Kakanan.
Hindi na.
Patay ko good.
Patay ko, girl.
T-Star for Na'Vi, FaZe on the receiving end. Frozen got a lot of work to do here. Multiple bodies spotted in middle, no signs of commitment.
They're gonna pipe through red right now.
Yeah, it's held by Kerrigan. He's gonna be trying to play for one here, but now he's caught out. Throwing out the nade, it's Frozen ready to receive. That's a quick start, clothesline, Makaze, pressure applied. A-side falls back, it's him that puts him on his arse. And now it's Wonderful down, twists in mid, kicks up a fuss. It's been towards the spawn side, needed something there. Gets absolutely nothing. With the bomb now planted, advantage FaZe on this retake. No kit, flank from Twist. Craig comes in, Im is in the clutch immediately. It's denied. So close to brilliant, but the rookie stands up and delivers.
Frozen.
What a surprise.
Kerrigan's in the right place.
Ahead of the Yuto.
He needs something on the ramp side, loses out to Imet. Kit on the floor though, they're losing bodies left and right. Brokey the next victim, Makaze into the site comfortable.
Twist has to play retake. They might be considering the save right now.
Yeah, the
Easy as that for Na'Vi.
Kerrigan 5-7 towards Cave. Is he doing much with that? Jacob's happy to take a brawl. Brings down Makaze. Na'Vi operating with a limp. Brokey equipped with the kit.
They're worried about a red leak right now. They need to get a move on phase. They don't have many answers.
Yeah, but they don't have long control. That's the fight from Alexi. Big removal. Takes down Twist. Uncomfortable now. That man advantage squandered. An opportunity for the retake. Oh, it's just a bloodbath. Bit with two. FaZe just crumble. Into the Na'Vi post plant. There's nothing left of them but Brokey and his 30 HP and a pistol.
You don't say this often, but that is very timid from FaZe. Giving over space, not taking the jewels. Brokey just going to hold on to this, and Na'Vi, after losing the pistol, bounce back with two.
First orb starts on the A side, so an opportunity for action, especially now with lane info flowing as well. They're calling it clear. Brokey prepares.
Immers across to red. Lots of problems for FaZe.
It'll be Frozen's responsibility. That's the first from Brokey. They swing through. Commitment is coming. How do they force him off the line? Brilliant find. Makazi and Imma in synchronization. And another body drop just like that. Jacob with empty hands. The A site is lost. And the round two.
Yeah, sure. Brokey gets the opener with the slip. Makazi into his blind spot. Sees him poking out. And Imma with a great lurk. Right now, Na'Vi are looking like a well-oiled machine.
Once again, they use Makaze as this brute force. Timing is perfect! Unbelievable!
It's another save. You can't get into this. Right now, FaZe are going to have to take a timeout to have the conversation. Are we just going to go for the full mid and B lane press, the old meta of this map, or do we just want to be in the black box constantly without info, having to play on extremities? Carrot gets something, Bit finds that. You might not hold on to any of these. It's been a real meek start for FaZe.
Could not have been better. Both players not looking, just dismounted silently, as if that matters. Lane's heavily occupied this time. A well-placed nade. Solid damage connects onto two of them. But there's Makaze! And there goes two of FaZe. A third on a naughty list! Outrageous! The 18-year-old on a semi-final major stage. And he's just ripping FaZe limb from limb. The round ends because of Makaze. And that's not even the first time here on Ancient.
Yeah, Twist is going to push through this, see what he can pull off right now. Alexi might not be ready for this, but still holding the line. Twist goes down. Na'Vi grab another.
He's on his own in mid. He is on his own in mid.
And this is it, right? I'm talking about Makazi versus Jacob as the mid fight. Look at the smile on the kid's face. Wonderful hasn't even had to do anything yet. And he's been in elite form, 1 kill to his name, just watching the show.
Flashing out his boy. Immet's going to try his luck, and there's a back turn. Jacob caught with his tail between his legs. Immet punishes.
It's an Ancient clinic right now.
Such comfort on display as well from Na'Vi. This system is fully operational.
Yeah, gear shift, right? They've been doing it on more tempered timings, now just straight out the guts. You want to take the fight? Well, we're here for it.
Nearly lost another head there. Carrigan nearly got caught by the pre-fire of Alexi. Immet parks the bus. Twist is on a little bit of a partnership clear, but the support of the orb is there. Wonderful chips in.
This is perfect.
It's just operating so beautifully.
Oh, gonna overlook this one, Immet.
Short, something. Twist gets him in the back of the head.
Well, Bit gonna come through A main. The rest looking like they want to start pathing in through Donut.
It's the right call. It will just be Twist here.
Someone has to get the party started for FaZe.
We know Twist has got the pedigree, got the experience, got the capability, but really up against 4 members of Na'Vi.
Needs to be careful not to show a shadow here or game over.
Flashes won't catch him. Nor will the Molotov, but space taken and bomb to be planted. They know Temple hasn't been cleared. It's held now just on the edge on the A main. 99 damage. Bit escapes. And now the jig is up. They know where you are. A 4-on-3. Carrigan catches a little bit of a timing. Wonderful flicks in. Defends Alexi B valiantly. Brokey's orb is there. Does he really want to commit for the retake? Him and Twist. A conversation to be had. You've got to go for something sometime, but it may not be now. Time too far gone. Makaze winning by just sitting.
Take a look at the radar. Bit's already cut them off with the pass here.
Uh-oh.
Shot whistles by, but if you're going to drop back, Bit might have you cut off. Brokey and Twist want to hold on to these. You don't need meter toe. The loss bonus is maxed out. Bit's not going to get there in time. Oh, but the bomb will take down Brokey.
Oh, that's tough. Twist might be able to get his hands on that AWP. Nope, just shy.
And I think at this point, you may as well continue just to take the fight to them to try and initiate. But look at this, another gear shift. This could just be a B-pop, B-rush. Here they come.
It could be. Okay, Twist an opportunity. Just the one. Alexi B, an immediate knee-jerk trade. Carrigan perhaps overlooked. He's got the angle. Gets one. Tucked in. There you go. 3 from the MP9. It's Brokey with a double. Finally, a little taste of something different from FaZe Clan.
Yeah, but now B, rush B, right?
And look how fast forward they go. Smoke start to fade. Makaze burrows into a red room fight. Twist remains tucked. And he's looking for him. He's ready for him. He's removed him. Twist goes down. Awkward now. Carrigan could have a head-to-head. Captain on captain crime. Missed shot from Wonderful. Saw a sliver of someone on the donut side. Brokey Zorp remains scoped on the potential for Alexi B rounding that corner.
Looking to gamble correctly. Makaze could stop all this,
Yeah,
right in the
looking for him.
tracks.
No HP, but that won't stop him for that one-shot headshot. Something he's been doing an awful lot of. Jacob does go down on the A side. Oh, Frozen overlooked him. Gets past, and it's another Na'Vi round. This is a T-side thrashing.
A joy to watch at the moment if you're Blade. Bessie in the house. Not clearing his corners, and now it can only be 3.
Will it be aggression now? Pairing up with Jacob. Frozen wants to lend a hand. It looks like Makaze's got you now. Not a multi from Makaze. 1 kill in a major semi-final for the rookie.
Said it was going to be battle of the rookies. Well, only one of them right now is ripping off heads left, right, and center.
Those beeps are getting quicker. Twist only now arriving on the scene. Surely helpless endeavor. He's just got to give it a go. A Molotov, a grenade, and a bullet into his ribcage. 10-2-2. Na'Vi comfortable. Action surely a certainty. The first map of this semi-final flying by.
I remember a practice like this against these guys. When we fucking came back on T-side the same way. Yeah. We can do this.
And that's the first opening headshot. Twist goes down. Big fight in mid. Na'Vi still managing to get themselves the edge as they do surge into that A site. Pushing around the smoke is wonderful. He's thinking about making a play here. Wants to sync and link up with the Donut duo. He slips on out of the smoke. Doesn't find that lethality. Carrigan does. Clears out Donut. It's getting hectic. It's getting chaotic. Just what FaZe need. Carrigan and Frozen to try and secure this one.
Another fake plan. Now Frozen will punch it in. No, it goes a fake yet again. Alexi with the reroute right now, trying to get the jump on them. The longer this takes to get the bomb down, even trying to sound cue. Try and cause some more misdirection. So bomb planted, Carrigan towards main, Frozen to take temple control. Alexi, this is going to be tough on the way back in for the captain.
Yeah, it's not comfortable. He's open for an overextension, and that's exactly what that was. Carrigan just feeds himself to the shark. Frozen saves him. Holy!
No need for that one to go down like that. But they do get the pistol. They're congregating in the right place. Alexi has a flash to set up a push through this. This is going to get out of control.
This could get weird. Perfectly timed flashbang. Okay, chaos, awkward, manufactured by Na'Vi. It looks like they've handled it, taken it in stride. Jacob hands up for 4. Quad kill swaps out to the Glock to stop that getting messy.
I thought we were going to get a back and forth between Jacob and Makaze. Maybe it's back and forth from half to half. Speaking of time, we're down to 30.
Yeah, this is where it gets intense. Signs of commitment. Jacob, he receives it well. Bit will trade. Twist will attempt to. Starting to run at them on the side of the ramp. Quick flick out of Randolkin. There's Zimmer. Last body to find, but they can't get him. They can't touch him. Finally, Brokey sees to it. With 15 seconds, it's the Frozen flag. It's the Frozen flag. It's a messy spray. Could it cost them everything? Oh! Makaze finds it. Just as easy as that.
Staunch defense on mid.
Yeah, they want a biff though. It's Jacob, rookie on rookie. Makaze's got the edge. Brings him down to his knees. Alexi B still takes Carrigan down. From the grave, he'll find him with the flame. Twist getting cheeky around the smoke. Knows mid is occupied. Makaze's already removed one from that very position, but Twist, he wants that belated trade. He's considering a crawl. But Na'Vi have the advantage and so rescind. Back in towards a more standard setup.
They might want to play forward. Makaze's here. Wonderful can worry about red. They're going to play retake A, so they're probably going to fight over towards B. Do they catch Frozen and Brokey with the timing right now, faffing around with nades?
Oh, he's caught them. Good awareness, but through the doors, Frozen falls. Extends their advantage, ears ringing as a HE explodes right next to him. He's trying to make a play, the nades say nay. Too many targets, Makase again, started in middle, and going to end it on B. Imma chips in, RV12.
It's that Bash Bro combo. Makase and Imma, especially on a map like Ancient. Could be an all-in A-rush
Is
here.
this going to be the clean finish? FaZe are just going to throw themselves towards the A site. Wonderful, ready to receive. Easy as that, Carrigan falls.
I have a molly.
Yeah, flag
And
that
molly
one.
pool, Matu, maybe, no? Go back CT and molly pool.
Yes.
Two! Nice! Okay. Nice, stick Matu. I'm retarded.
I'm here with Extaz. Obviously, this map went much better than the first one, after which I called you. Game plan was respected this time.
Yeah, we expect everything, CT and T side, even though the T side it was a bit of a mess at some point, but yeah, I'm happy with that.
Some annoying rounds went their way, but you keep composed. You lost also both pistol rounds, so it looks like the whole map you were in control. Is that something you feel as well?
Yeah, I think so. Especially on T side, we had a good plan. Of course, they tried to adapt a bit, but we were ready for that.
Last question about Messi. He's very vocal on the in the TeamSpeak as well, because he looks very active. He's getting a lot of frags. Is he something that he's helping with the calling as well on this T side especially?
Yeah, of course, he wants this major.
Of course he does. Good luck in the best of 5.
Back-to-back major trophies now within touching distance as Inferno puts Vitality back in pole position. Despite a good start on the T side for FaZe, Vitality managed to find the solutions, and I'm sure we'll talk about it shortly. But Mezzy, exactly as Stico was saying, talk about a lights-out series for him so far, Jacob.
He's been fantastic. He's been the best performer in the Vitality camp. He was up for Rups to show up to win it in overtime. His playoff run so far from Messi, you know, in isolation has been absolutely fantastic. He came into this tournament obviously as Mamaya has described him so far from Messi, you know, in isolation has been absolutely fantastic. He came into this tournament obviously as Mamaya has described him overqualified in his positions, and right now I don't know what overqualifying, you know, is saying, but I think he's overachieving in every single aspect that we could ever expect coming out of Messi. He's having a blast right now.
I feel like FaZe, they know what it's like to have a great late round player when they had Robs, and somehow Vitality seemed to have 2 of them. Both Robs and Mezzy both are just contributing so well in the late rounds. It makes it so that even if Vitality have a couple missteps in the first engagement, the first map control stages, doesn't even seem to matter because Mezzy has just been so solid in terms of finding the trades, being a clutch player, and he's so composed too. I feel like some of the plays that we're seeing from him just show so much expertise, so much experience in terms of how he, on the big stage, looks like that he is more composed than even sometimes Kerrigan, Apex, who throwing caution to the wind. He's the one that really has just been the foundation for this Vitality team.
Hey, you can look at the starts of Vitality. You know, you have Zywoo, who's 16 and 12, Rops 14 and 14. You know, it's such a huge performance for Messi, ending the game and 23 kills and 8 deaths. That's a massive performance, and especially in a map that's this close. You know, there were a few rounds that could have gone FaZe's way that made it shaky, and they could have been in a disadvantage. But Messi pulled them back. Messi made sure that they could continuously gain the momentum, keep them under control, and close this map out.
Let's talk about pulling back the CT side to be starting off with as well, because you mentioned it, Maui. Obviously, Robs are forced to be absolutely contested with. What example do you have from us from that first half to illustrate the CT defense he was putting up?
Yeah, we have a pretty early round in the half where he was able to just find so much impact from the pit position. Obviously, it's the power spot where you want to have your best anchors, and so Robs, no stranger to it. Even under so much pressure, when all the Molotovs are flying in his direction, he's usually able to deploy the right amount of counter utility and also just angle management too. Never giving up more than he should in terms of just making sure that his body doesn't show too wide on any of the positions. And I'd say this one actually, he is outside the pit, but just dancing between two angles where you could see that he deploys the smoke to block off the Moto side wrap, and look, he's just training onto both targets so carefully, so precisely, and he just has a perfect image in terms of timing for when they have to press on forward. So the fact that he gets a multi-kill there, and when FaZe is going for a fast A play, it's just paramount to the defense of Vitality.
That is such an outrageous defensive play coming out of Ops. You cannot imagine the pressure is on right here. Not only does he have to jungle with two different angles, that is 180 and 180, he has to communicate that to the teammates as well, gets a triple kill in this scenario as well. You know, it's not the most flashy kills, but to be able to do that, and to be able to do that as consistently as Rubs is doing, you described it as well, Maui, having two late round players in both Messi and Rubs who can change around with the outcome of basically playing world-class defensive Counter-Strike like that must be nice for a guy like Apex, who sometimes struggle himself to do it.
And it's also such an awkward position to be in, because you know when, if Robs actually loses one of those early two duels, they pretty much lose the round, because after plans on A side, you know, notorious for probably being up towards like an 80-20 in equal man advantage, and even an advantage when you have less people alive on the server. So huge defense for them to gain control.
To be rounding out that first half, there were some moments where arguably, you know, Vitality, they did have to work to pull things back. Round 11, what's the tale here?
Yeah, I mean, they were put under a lot of pressure. We spoke about it, the close game in the beginning. Round 11, great example. The buy coming in right here from FaZe is not necessarily too pretty. To be completely honest, you think to yourself, that's going to be around any day for Vitality. Flamesy gets pushed off his angle with some good utility. Karrigan doing a Karrigan play, catching off Apex and CT spawn, and all of a sudden Flamesy's under an awful lot of pressure by himself. Only gets one kill, and you think to yourself, uh-oh, there's no way you win this one. But then you see it. Zywoo comes in, Messi comes in. Don't know why Twist and Karrigan are so eager to fight them. And then they played calm right here. Good flash. Zywoo isolates one duel, a little bit by accident, spots the second player, and then they win and turn around what is a 2v4. Had FaZe won this round, they probably would have walked away with 6 rounds in that first half, which would have been decent, which would have made the game competitive, but they didn't capitalize when they had the moment.
I love that little micro jiggle he did just before, you know, after the flash, which kind of caught the players that wanting to push them, and they became a little bit off sync. And that's, you know, that's Zywoo, the small little details that just makes him so annoying to play against, because most players would throw that flash and they would almost wide deep to kind of maybe even catch someone in first box. But he takes it calmly, he makes that small jiggle peak, and that's where the mistakes happens for FaZe.
Wouldn't be a FaZe match, though, without a bit more of a FaZe round, dare I say. Round 14, perfect example of that.
Yeah, round 14 is a fun one, let's put it that way. The other way around, I'd say this time, you know, you see FaZe under a lot of pressure, again, forcing or going up against the force buy coming in from Vitality. It's after winning the pistol again, you think you gotta convert. Karrigan doesn't get much here, Frozen only gets 1 kill, and you think to yourself, that's gonna be tough. You see a lot of utility on the side of Vitality. Somehow, some way though, Flamesy finds a kill on towards Jacob, and then Twist gets activated. It's 2 players, Brokey and Twist, who are just raw dogging right here. Beautiful display by Brokey, coming in, getting 2 kills, and then getting it destroyed. I think it was a nice moment in the game, because I thought, all right, FaZe Clan, if you can win that one, if you can actually go in and you can convert it, you win the pistol, you go into the second round as well, even though it wasn't pretty, that will make the game competitive. My issue with it was they couldn't follow it up. So despite winning both pistols, despite converting as well, the game never really got close because they weren't able to follow up on those individual performances.
I mean, I don't know when drawing it is ever really pretty.
Lesson learned, always use protection, because round 17, Maui, we talked about the fights of Banana, the Banana control being so instrumental. This is an example coming out this time from Vitality of just how they broke through that FaZe defense.
Seeing this kind of play unfold the dozens of times throughout Vitality's 2025 is why they were the favorites going into this match, okay? The breakdown of utility in terms of just nading up car, boosting over the half wall, flashing over simultaneously, all of the counter utility that FaZe is trying to throw, Vitality's throwing stuff that gets ahead of it and faster. So the flash also on the entries here, we see that Brokey is just so blind. They're even just posted up waiting for him to re-peek off of the pillar to get unblind. The staging of the round is flawless. This is what makes Vitality such a tour de force, where they can take every single inch of map control as cleanly as possible, and there's practically no counterplay. And even the counterplays that FaZe tried throwing out were just met with even better utility.
Yeah, but just pressure upon pressure upon pressure, and it just never stopped, you know. It was almost like they knew they would back off into this position. They knew that they would, you know, seek refuge in some way, and your perfect flashes, kept the pressure going. It's so hard to play against because you never know, like you pull out a nade, you kind of want that first kill before you kind of throw that extra utility out. And yeah, like you mentioned, like beautiful kind of layered round in adding that kind of step-by-step pressure.
I love that you brought that particular example up because it gives me flashbacks to the, I don't want to say vitality of old, but the vitality of the first 6 months of the year, right? The tail from them was just like such efficient utility usage. That really reminds me of what we saw bombarding basically every single team in the first 6 months of this year.
It's definitely been part of the DNA for the 2025 season for Vitality. Even in this tournament, I think I looked it up yesterday, they are the team who does the most damage with grenades as well out of everyone in the playoffs. So in terms of using utility and always having a plan with the utility, I think a lot of that credit goes towards Apex, it goes to Extas as well. We know from back in the days when it was first being introduced as a concept with Sonic back in the Astralis days, it was the coach, you know, who tried to make sure that you want to tell your players that every time you throw a grenade, throw a flash, or throw a smoke, there has to be a purpose, there has to be a line of thought behind it. And I see that coming out from Vitality as well. One thing is the T side with the perfect executions, but also on the CT side where they never really raced a grenade. You look at Robs as well, whenever he's throwing a flash, throwing a grenade, there's always a purpose, there's a line of thought behind why he's doing it.
And it's such a nice contrast from what we were seeing a little bit more this season, where people were missing utility. Apex even spoke about this after their Blast London loss to G2, where it was actually Zywoo and Flamesy both on pivotal rounds where they missed utility on B hits, just like the one we saw there that allowed people on G2 to find the upset victory. It's kind of it's been one of the biggest detriments to them, is just people seemingly unfocused. But what we're getting right now is Vitality peaking at the perfect time. Robs is listening to all the commands. Everything he's doing is with purpose, as you're saying, and the utility lineups and everything just flawless. There's so little you can do when you're hit with world-class utility like that.
What we're also getting is a world-class Mezzi. I know I mentioned it before, but we've got the highlights, we've got to roll them, because for a player who has responsibilities like Mezzi's, to be pulling these kind of moments off, that is something so special and so rare to see that happen consistently over basically all 3 maps in the series.
Yeah, it's a luxury. If you're Apex right now, if you're Vitality, you're just happy that Messi is overperforming to this extent.
Display.
Yeah, display was beautiful. All the plays was beautiful. The CT side, the T side. I think you said it before, Mario. One of the things that you can always look towards, especially when you're watching his demos or you're watching his point of view, yeah, there will be games where Messi perhaps doesn't find too much impact or where the scoreboard is not looking too nice for him. I never really feel he makes mistakes. He's never over-striving. He's never over-peaking. Obviously, you're going to have games where you perhaps would question your own decisions, but I think in terms of always knowing where you got him on the server, if you're Apex, you can give a task to him. You know what kind of result you're getting out of it. He's just stable in his decision-making and the way he positions himself on the map. Now, at this tournament as well, you add another layer of, you know, individual brilliance. He's winning his aim duels. He's maybe overachieving a little bit in that regard, and all of a sudden you have the perfect role player coming out in Messi.
He's even entering sometimes too,
Yeah.
and that's a guy that's using right click to move forward, right? Like what's
Stop
the deal
it,
with that?
stop it.
What's the deal with that? Like, look up. I know a lot of people copy, you know, Simple or Monacy's keybinds in their settings and everything.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody wants to copy Messi's config. Take a look at home if you actually want to see how ridiculous it is.
If it ain't broke, I guess don't fix it, but it sounds broke as hell. Let's take a zoom out for a segment, because obviously on the precipice of maybe Vitality sealing this major if they can win the next map of Overpass. But I want to talk about what this would mean for the year for, firstly, Vitality, right? Because we spoke about it. Undisputed Kings of 2025, when we're just looking at the teams that have risen to the challenge this year. An incredible first 6 months of the year. If they're able to do it on the next map, does that reopen the era conversation? Does that cement that we were already just living in it during this time?
It depends on the standard with which you define eras, of course. However, looking at LGSK's era, where there were 4 months between both of their major victories, they won 2 tournaments in between. One was a DreamHack Open that almost felt like they shouldn't have even been playing because they were overqualified for it. The other was an EPL, which is exactly what Vitality did. And so that was supposedly a Brazilian era that we had for LGSK. I don't see why a consistent 15 in a row semifinal minimum appearance, along with a championship, along with 2 bookend major victories, is not also an era. That's just my take on it, and I think that this firmly says 2025 was the Vitality era.
I would agree with that sentiment. It's hard to make a case against the era. If anything, I want to open a new discussion, and that is, could this be the best season? Could this be the best year a team has ever had in history?
Ooh,
We kind of
okay.
had a bit of it in the green room frame when we were discussing. It's obviously between Vitality and Astralis. Astralis had that 1 year where they won 10 trophies. They won a couple of majors in regards to that one as well. There's an Intel Grand Slam being sprinkled into it, but anything Vitality have done throughout this year, Astralis also did. What I will say is the best argument for saying that Vitality have done the best season we ever seen from a Counter-Strike team is that you're doing it in 2025, where I do feel the level of competition is slightly higher, but you also have this 15 tournament streak where the worst result you had is a semi-final. Even in the Astralis era, even when they were at their peak, there would be tournaments where they would go out in the quarterfinal. There were a couple of group stage exits as well. I've never seen a team deliver this high, this consistently throughout an entire year of Counter-Strike.
No, I completely agree. There's nothing else to say. You know, I think that this is an era-opening conversation. This is perhaps even the start of it, because they look so sharp. They've had their, you know, ups and they had their down. And if their down period is top fours, there's a lot more to kind of grab from this team.
Another conversation that I think we should definitely be having, and maybe you can call me crazy for this one, guys, but we have to talk about the MVP discussion, right? I'm looking at the numbers. I'm just watching this grand final from the eye test. Mezzy, is he in contention?
Grand final MVP for sure. Right now, it's a grand final MVP. But Zywoo has had great stats throughout the entire tournament. And if he, you know, just keeps having a good map, good series, I think it's hard to catch up to him, right?
The quarterfinals where he just absolutely obliterated Mongols is going to give him a real case over Mezzy in terms of just how much of an effort that was, how much of a great shift that was that Zywoo put in. But obviously the grand finals have the most value in these kinds of discussions, and Mezzy is just wiping the floor with everybody, including the people on his own team right now in terms of statistical output here. So I don't think that there's really a chance because of what Zywoo did that kind of ensured this for himself in the group stage and the quarters, and including the semis too. And the thing is that it's not that Zywoo's putting up a grand final where he's being completely carried. He still had that Dust 2, which was actually just blowing FaZe out of the water himself. So yes, this is an incredible grand final for Mezzy, but if it closes out on Overpass, I think Zywoo would need to have the worst map of his career, and Mezzy would have to have the best for it to be a real conversation.
Yeah. I mean, it's highly unlikely, but it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Yeah, speaking my language,
it's actually not impossible.
It's not impossible. He closed the gap to Rubs coming into the grand final tonight. It was between Zywoo and Rubs within the Vitality camp. Right now, you know, over the course of the tournament, him and Rubs are equal in terms of the rating for the tournament, and I would even argue that Mezzy have been more influential in the playoff, considering what's happened tonight, what happened yesterday in the semifinal as well, helping out Rubs against Team Spirit. So I feel like there's a possibility that if Mezzy is having another map with a 2.0 rating, and Zywoo is maybe not having the worst map of his career, but just an average map, we can have the conversation again in an hour's time, and maybe we can see what we can do for it.
I love this conversation. I absolutely love it. Clearly, I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit here because Zywoo, he's been in you know, monstrous form consistently throughout this tournament, right? In terms of the numbers for you, Maui, does it match the eye test? Have we been seeing the peak level Zywoo, or is there still maybe more to give?
Unfortunately not. I mean, if I'm being completely blunt about it, yes, Dust 2, again, showed world-class form for Zywoo, but Nuke and Inferno, he's a little bit more of a passenger princess, okay? He was getting a little bit carried there. It was a little bit more of the efforts of people like, well, on Nuke especially, I mean, they lost that one, but on Inferno, Mezzy was the difference maker. I thought Rops was a huge difference maker too, but then again, referring to earlier stages of this tournament, Zywoo was the man for Vitality. There's no question about it. In terms of rating, T-side output, I mean, he is such a huge spearhead for them on their entry attempts too. I feel like even you give him the AWP or the AK, he's finding so many ways to just get that 5v4 opener, which is why I love praising Donk so much, but it's not that Zywoo's too shabby about those kinds of things either.
I think the unfortunate part for Mezzy is that we're heading into an overpass right now. It's a heaven for an AWPer. You know, you can utilize it in every essence of the map. You can fall back, you can keep being aggressive, even without taking that many risks. So I would be very surprised if Zywoo had a negative rating on a map of overpass where an AWPer, it's his playground, you know? You cannot do anything. It's so hard to kind of clear the angles. So much utility needs to be kind of utilized to force him back, and he will still have opportunities and impact rounds, even from a defensive position.
But they gotta win first, right? There's still a game, there's still a FaZe clan in contention, and who knows what's gonna happen on Overpass.
Well, before we get the game back underway, as we can see teams situated back in the chairs, which are none other than Blacklight Chairs, the official gaming chair and desk partner of the Star Ladder Budapest Major 2025, delivering pro comfort, stability for all the players on stage and you guys at home, because you can enjoy an exclusive 20% off with the code MAJOR20 at at blacklight.com. Let's get back into the minutiae, the finer details of this overpass, where this grand final could potentially end, but it is going to be a tough feat for Vitality. Starting on the T side of things, how worried are you for this offensive half from Vitality?
In all honesty, I'm not too worried. Yes, T-side on overpass can be tough. Yes, T-side on overpass have shown to be the diminisher for a lot of different teams out there, but for Vitality, I think they've shown that they are definitely capable of running a good T-side, especially considering who you're playing against. FaZe Clan on overpass, they're by no means a bad team, but now we're getting into the stretch of the map pool. Now we're getting out there where you would argue that it's the third, fourth, fifth best map in the pool, so I would be very worried if I were FaZe Clan.
Well, the greatest show on earth is almost ready to get back underway. This grand final set to continue, but before that, let's head it on down to the stage.
We're going into overpass. You guys are looking incredible. This arena is packed out. How are we feeling? Now, the first ever major best-of-5 grand final could end here. Is Vitality winning this? Okay, there's a lot of boos in there. Does that mean FaZe are taking us to a fifth? All right, we got a couple more minutes before we get into this game. So wherever I point, I want you to make noise from side to side. We're gonna have some fun. These guys! Over here! Now! We're gonna go faster. Over there! Here! 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 All right, one final time. Make some noise!
A monster of hype, James Banks. Thank you for this one. We jump back into map 4, where Vitality, for the first time in this best-of-5 grand finals, will have a chance to close.
We got the map that gave us 4, a chance now, and new history here. A 4th map in a major grand final. It has to be overpass if FaZe want to take this to a 5th. But we know the threat that Vitality bring on this map. They're demons.
Thank you, Valve, for listening and giving us what we want. More and more Counter-Strike.
Focus on these things. Focus and be there for each other. Remember all the talk.
Yeah, what he said.
Go back to remembering what got you here.
Frozen inside of this B-bomb site. We saw a lot of twists and Jacob on this B-bomb site when it didn't go well for FaZe. That game versus Ninjas in Pajamas was probably one of the worst looks that FaZe brought to this major, and that's when we thought to ourselves, oh yeah, this is done.
And then I took a second look.
Yeah.
And they beat Passion UA without pistols. Somehow on this map they did make improvements. I still have trouble believing that's enough to take out Vitality in a situation like this, but it's something. For now, we turn this over to Apex and the T-side game plan on overpass.
Flash for Zywoo, fine by it. Just wants to go head hunting with that P250. Frozen's got first blood. And there's bodies on that A-bomb site. You got Robson, Mezzi, bomb included, smoke as well. Here towards the monster side, Frozen looking to just keep things clean.
Oh, he's about to let him in.
It's gonna find him. Robson's gonna catch Jacob. That's the support of Frozen down. He's just trying to keep his head down into the cover, but Robson's gonna let that happen. Twist on the scene, falls to Vitality.
Difficult retake incoming, they're gonna run at it.
Rob's down into the water, kind of stuck ahead of the cover. Oh, okay, down from beneath. Robs will strike first, FaZe. Whew. Broken apart. Vitality back on Rops for the pistol.
Yeah, he reaches up from the abyss. That's beautiful out of Rops. A guy who was outshone by Mezzi back on Inferno, who had an unreal map and is having an unreal series. Desk have even entertained the prospect of Mezzi getting MVP. But with Zywoo's consistency overall, that's not going to be likely. Won't matter for him. We know how much the team victory means. A hot start on a difficult map. And the crowd starting to see in Vitality what they see in themselves.
Sana manalo pa face. Isang ano pa. Para maganda laban.
Chance for Mezzi to continue racking up rating here. This pistol pack, hope that they could just pounce on it, but no sir, not with that Galil ready for it all. Mezzi's somebody who can go under the radar when it comes to Vitality's winning formulas, but tonight he has been lights out.
He has that understated personality. Somehow took center stage in this game. So many critical frags. T-side and CT side.
There's a lot of trash talk from Apex to Mezzi, even his teammates. But that playfulness, that yin and yang, it looks good on Vitality. When he's able to, again, bring them from the dark spots.
And that's what's so key about Apex. He knows how to keep it light in his own camp.
If you're going to travel the world and put yourself under scrutiny weekend after weekend, if you're going to try to push the limits of what this game can give, then you better do it alongside people you can laugh with. Vitality's formula. Here come the guns. FaZe ready to hold things back. Again, this B site, I think, was one of the big weak links.
Absolutely. There was a lack of verticality used by FaZe Clan on CT side. Between Twist and Jacob, they were really having trouble maximizing the advantages that CT side can offer you. But that was early on, at the beginning of this major run. Few have learned faster than this lineup, but the amount of progress they require to get to the level to beat Vitality, we don't know if they can get there.
Ooh, Robs has got it. Jacob down, 0 kills so far.
He knew when he dodged that flash. He had the advantage. Dink comes in, but that's it.
Happy to lean on it. Vitality looking for the hot start again.
Frozen looking to make space here for Brokey. Brokey not set up with an op, of course. He'll come and spot this and wish he had one. That was full vision on the bomb.
With a threat looming towards the bathrooms, Brokey goes down empty-handed. A lot of pressure here on Frozen.
Oh, Robs is a threat.
Spam through that smoke's gonna take him down by a third. Twist just throws himself out through that dumpster. Smoke went back third, only for the one. There's another one for Kerrigan, a chance to strike, but no sir. It is instant headshots. It is instantly Vitality back to winning ways, and it's Zywoo fueling it in that one.
They're fine letting one kill go. They always trade it. Completely dismantle the A site. Apex's soldiers are moving. They can sense it.
Flushing Robs into the gunfight. Careful what you ask for. Very fuel tools for the job on this one. Robs finds Kerrigan already. Right side of Monster cleared up. That's going to get the connector players boiling over, hopping around, finding open space further. And they start to begin to understand that FaZe are just sitting on a bomb site. And so FaZe feeling that squeeze, trying to strike Robs while he's off guard. But still, there's guards. Apex here to help him out on the Monster side as everybody else gears up for the short hit.
Yeah,
frag grenade on Jacob. Damn, man, 2 of them on top of him.
He's lucky to be alive.
Just heaping on the damage.
But it just shows you how well Vitality are moving right now.
And yet still FaZe standing brave in the face of this Vitality attack. We'll try to put Twist up front. Brokey right behind him. Jacob wounded the 3rd layer, but does this all just get chewed up by a wild, flying, flamesy MAC-10? Loves to jump around these corners.
You can see it, it's coming.
30 seconds, and they're gonna prioritize Monster first. CT still just want the short side. Flamesy draws them in. Jacob gets his one. Apex on the scene. And that Glock's not enough to best Frozen. The 5-7 fights on with a double kill, but that is it. That is all they end up finding to survive for Vitality as they'll take that 4-0 start.
it's nice to keep the money low if you can, but ultimately, Vitality don't care how much they've got. They're on T side. Things are on sale.
Sumangot na lang yung coach ng FaZe.
They're not the team that are going to require enough to do well.
Aray ko.
FaZe didn't have the money for it. Last round when Brokey was defending on the A site.
Not much to stand on so far for FaZe.
Vitality have seen map 4 this year more than any other team. They're coming in strong. It's
So
Jacobs
fast.
early.
Instant execution of both. No chance, no hope, no FaZe.
Totally slapped up. Whole site taken over. Bulldozed. And I'm loving the tempo change.
Yes, sir.
FaZe wanted a little respect, but that's earned.
And right now, Apex just laughing in the face of Kerrigan. And Apex who wants to outcall Kerrigan to chip away at that greatest of all time conversation. Apex whose career has shown evolution in his role.
He's looking for 2 chips in 2 games.
He'd be the first.
He'd be the first to be one of one. Apex, a career as long as anyone else. A lot of legends in this position ends up as coaches, end up on the periphery of the game. They don't have an active role calling.
But Apex, built different.
He also hasn't been doing this his whole career. He was a standout entry fragger in the middle of CSGO. One of the best players in his role at the time. The most unlikely switch to an IGL. From any role I think you'd expect.
I remember when it happened. Criticism immediately out of the gate.
Instantly took a break. Came back a couple weeks later. It felt like it was too soon. He believed in himself. Vitality did too. And with time, he prospered. And when people make moves like that, it opens the door for other players to try it in the future.
Flames just make such quick work of these gun rounds.
That's nasty. You know, with the way that Jacob's playing it.
They might start to play a bit crazy, okay? 5-0. Let's go, but let's stay composed. We expect everything, okay?
Apex just trying to keep everyone centered, keep everyone relaxed.
And also at the same time, I think keep the finger on the pulse of FaZe Clan. You know that a wounded animal is going to start to get wild, and that is exactly what FaZe Clan are. You know, this is a team that's been playing with their back against the wall almost all major long, and that's when FaZe pull out their best. When defeat is right on the other side. And so we'll sit here and we'll wait for it because they've earned that belief.
They look to take this round slow. As you mentioned, wounded animal. If there's going to be desperation, sometimes you want to starve them out. No early frag here from Brokey, as he got vision on Zywoo earlier.
You're only going to get away with that boost one.
You know, if he doesn't capitalize on this off right now, we don't know how many more times this half he's going to be able to get one. Money-wise, that's going to be a huge issue.
Sitting posted on top of Dice, Frozen plays the wall in front of him. Kerrigan supports from behind. Constant jump spot so that nobody has to worry about long. That's what's going to allow Brokey to stay fully focused, laser sharp on the bathroom side as Frozen tiptoes his way into cover. It's temporary. 25 seconds, Vitality playing down with the clock. It's back turned, and as Kerrigan collects the headshot, Rops has got the answers back. Apex won as well. Brokey loses his support system, but he'll strike down Apex, secure man advantage, and dive into the bank.
It's got to be Zywoo to plant the bomb. It's coming down to 10 seconds. Rob's going to have forward control, but he can't defend this necessarily.
Here it comes. They're going to try to dive Zywoo. That's the cover. Rops with the headshot. Brokey won the no-scope sick, but Rops is just so nasty.
Oh, man. Rob's from the bank, cashing in on those 3 frags.
6 rounds into this game, and Rops, a titan at the top of the scoreboard at 12-2.
And it's those two trades back quickly after Frozen and Kerrigan get those two inside of bathrooms, and you think, okay, wait a second, and it's Robs to hit the kill feed instantly. 4 in total on this round from Robs.
You want to talk about Vitality knowing 4 maps because of their constant arrival in best of 5, sure. But let's talk about major grand finals. Robs featuring in every single one since we've begun with CS2.
He can wait for a trailing flash. Zywoo will throw it.
Apex pounces! Sick transition! A reminder of where he came from and what he can do!
That's the entry fragger we remember.
Vitality are not here to waste your time. They're not here to give you false hope. They are here to crush your heroes.
Team of the year, no matter what happens tonight, but they're still here to win. The fact that this is house money for Vitality shows us that this is a team in CS2 we've never seen. No one can compare.
Vitality na pagod.
Their biggest threats, first rounded, they make it to grand finals.
No.
7-0, it's a total blowout. Half buy at best is going to come in. Nightmare situation for Neo as he has to somehow inspire confidence, call a decent half buy here, and let his team know they need to still believe. Because there's nothing else to do after this. It's going to be a long break for the loser.
That transition told you there was good things coming here from Apex. Doesn't waste the moment. Slams twists out of the round.
IGL for IGL. Kerrigan's impacts a lot of the maps that he's been having. You've seen some really quality play. Apex fallen off a lot. For him to come alive here in grand finals, when it matters the most, shows you how they picked up so many titles this year.
FaZe have been on the longest journey one could possibly take, from stage 1 of the major to the grand finals. I mean, Cinderella, eat your heart out. You've got nothing on the FaZe clan. But maybe it was just all too good to be true. FaZe's fight yesterday was phenomenal. Their nuke beginning in this series gave you belief. But Vitality will bring reality crashing back down around you. And as the push off of that B-bomb site tries its damnedest, because FaZe always will. They are meeting their makers. They knew that they were going up against the best.
The best. Nuke feeling like years ago. As Vitality just start to coast, running through these rounds, suffocating their opponents. When you have to grind from stage 1, there's a price to pay.
The beauty of Counter-Strike is that it's built on its history. And as far as history and accolades go, a guy like Apex doesn't have much more to chase. He's gotten all the big ones that he wanted.
And everybody off the break, reassembling their rosters, making roster moves, trying to be the team that can take down Vitality. And also some unlikely stories coming up. Fallen, a player to find a resurgence within himself with his new lineup, threatening Apex and his new position as the top IGL. He had a chance to show us something. But potential's only worth so much. Vitality have nothing but hardware this year. Results, proof.
All the evidence you could ever hope to point to. And all the experience that comes with it is why now, given a chance to close out this major grand finals, FaZe Clan can't even cut it close. Twists. Desperate. to get something going. He's going to try to take over short on his own. Oh, but even that comes at a cost, down to 47 health.
This is what momentum's all about, man. Every aggressive move you make now is now obvious. You don't get to play with your opponents because you haven't conditioned them. You're the conditioned one. This is going to take luck, skill, and ingenuity.
Right now, it feels like all those belong to Vitality.
Yeah. Are FaZe tapped out of confidence, or do they have a little more?
5v4. You got to try to build that belief back, brick by brick. A 5v4 and damage on Rops is something to work with. 4 rounds of a CT side at best. Doesn't sound like enough now, does it?
Reforming this attack towards a 4v5 almost doesn't feel like a disadvantage for this team right now. Oh, instantly back. Rops, a part-time hopper putting this one together.
Trying to take it over. Brokey missed chance. Zywoo instant headshot shows the depth of his ability. Optimus push here from Kerrigan. He'll catch 1 kill as Apex's bomb plant gets denied, but it's going to get picked back up.
They got to run at this.
Oh,
I think he might have it.
It's close. Cover's good. Bomb's planted. No chance. Just when you thought FaZe had a moment to catch their breath, just when you thought there was a sliver of hope, Vitality rip it away from you.
No luck at all. Nothing going their way. Rops to get this kill with Zywoo beside him on a rifle, taking out the Opper on the other side. That's the depth of this team on display. Zywoo, the most efficient player in history.
Set up by Rops, the damnation of FaZe Clan right now. Changed jerseys, switched projects, brought Vitality to the top, and will shove FaZe into the dumpsters here on Overpass at this rate. 18 kills in 9 rounds of play. Brokey's gonna be found out by Zywoo. FaZe are trying anything they can to get anything going. They will find no refuge. They will find no saving grace in the face of a Vitality that not only built an era, but an empire. Their run in the first half of 2025 spanned the globe. All of the difficult travel days, all of those long journeys, never enough to put Vitality off kilter. There's never been excuses for Vitality. There's never been reasons to doubt.
Apex doesn't care who the crowd is cheering for. He brings his A1 game no matter what. 2 up now for FaZe. Jacob, the rookie. Tasked to defend this B site, taking out one more victim of Zywoo.
A double-digit T-side for Vitality. And how desperate you must be. As the crowd that chanted your names as you took the stage this morning turns on you while you save. But this gun isn't just trying to save the next round, it's trying to save anything of this CT side. FaZe Clan fan favorites disrespected by Vitality in this 4th map of the Grand Finals.
This is what it looks like when you know how to win. FaZe have not lifted a trophy this year. Not played a best-of-5 grand final. The last time they played one in CS2, they got 3-0. No maps in CS2 in a best-of-5 grand final, and it's not the same roster. It hasn't been any time recent. Everything was stacked against them, but it's never been so apparent than it is now. Still, an emphatic Xtaz behind Vitality, making sure they don't let go of this death grip they have on this team. And that's because no roster in this major has been as scary as FaZe, no matter what the scoreline has been.
This is one of those moments where you think if you don't laugh, you'll just cry. How many times is Kerrigan going to make it to a grand finals only to have his heart broken? Because I think he's a little used to heartbreak by this point, but embarrassment, FaZe are known to fight. Still sitting on 0 rounds of the favored side on Overpass.
It's a map that'll make you, it's, you know, normally this happens on CT side and the map feels tiny. Here you get a chance to control the tempo, initiate reactions, but no, it's been Vitality. Still puppeteering every situation in their favor.
Brokey sees the shadow. The sliver of hope that was an opening kill instead is their ex-teammate surviving and still thriving. Top of the scoreboard.
They're just begging for one whole frag.
Didn't even look them in the eyes as he has blasted his way through this CT half. Apex will find Frozen. Executes him with ease on the climb up towards that A site. Keeps the threat of the 12-0 half well and truly alive. Nobody will ever be able to take FaZe's name out of Budapest when you think of the run that they have made. The Vitality had to stare the most stacked playoff bracket in history straight in the eyes and tell themselves, we are still the best. And what a display this fourth map will be if they can continue to just keep winning each and every round. This B-bomb site has nothing to say. No opposition can stand this test.
This one's going beyond the strategy, beyond the tactics. This is where we see Counter-Strike can be 100% mental. Vitality, they see the finish line, FaZe don't, and that's clear.
One for the road, Kerrigan. It's nice to see him laughing, but I can't help but feel like he understands this game is done. And if this game is done,
he's come to a lot of major finals.
I didn't say it.
What a statement from Vitality, if that's how they close the year.
A year that has already featured so much success for Vitality, we thought it was damn near impossible for them to ever get better. Their struggles only began in the second half of 2025 as the evolution of all of their competitors took center stage.
They've taken their rows out of the water. They're cruising. They're in the flow state. It's not the work they put in this game to get here. It's the work they put in this year to get this game.
Frozen's off, finds Flamesy. Just trying to find that one. Weight of the world on FaZe Clan's shoulders. It always has been for this entire major run. Apex is gonna make sure that it's one and only for Frozen on the op.
Another 5v4 answered back instantly. Double op set up here for FaZe. One last stand on this CT side.
Brokey trying to play ahead of the smoke. Yeah, he'll find it. Collateral shot, but Rops makes sure to send bullets back through. And so the numbers stay even as the scramble comes forward here for FaZe. Just not the embarrassment. That's all they hope for. Rops into the AWP. Pop by Twists. Leave it to Zywoo to crush the FaZe clan. A Tech-9 in hand. And a bomb over towards the bathrooms. He's not going for the bomb. He's going for the kills. He's going for the throats. To rip out the jugular and to crush their hope. By God, FaZe clan find one.
Tangina, parang nag-champion, gago. Parang nag-champion ng mga isa, gago.
The best team in the world. FaZe clan just trying to enjoy this moment. For an entire major, we have watched as FaZe Clan fight back from the brink, but never has the game been so stacked against them. Never has a result felt so far from their grasp. An 11-1/2 to Vitality's favor on Overpass, showing us the depths that it takes to be the world's best.
It's something we can all relate to in this moment. All you can do is laugh. We see the smiles on FaZe. We see the smiles on Vitality. They have a layup to close this.
It's GG, guys. We know that. They have no chance. We're fucking great.
And Apex still says stay focused.
Never give FaZe Clan slack. That's the rule. Zywoo sitting behind the barrels, trying to be that world's #1. And as Berettas go down, it is a glimmer of hope here for FaZe Clan. Remember, they take pistols off Vitality. And so maybe a T-side run is still yet to be had. A little more room to fight with in Budapest. 4 versus 2 in the post plant. Flamesy and Rops over to the short side. Neither of them have a kit to play with. Twist goes deep towards Graffiti. And FaZe Clan still want to give each and every one of you a show. Tiptoeing their way in from short. It's both down, and it's a FaZe Clan pistol. But it's a long road to that 11 rounds of Team Vitality.
And instantly all the words come out here from FaZe Clan. And again, it's house money for them. If they make something happen, amazing. If not, well, at least they didn't put their expectations up too high. This is why Apex said stay focused. It's another great pistol around here to stave off the embarrassment of an absolute shutdown of a map. And that's why everybody loves FaZe.
Why is Xdas pissed?
Oh, you gotta love it. You have got to love it. Budapest, are they making this comeback? Come on. They always wait until you think you've seen it all.
That's why Counter-Strike's the gift that keeps on giving. Because how many times have you told yourself, well, I've seen it all? They will pull on your heartstrings to the bitter end. Little deagle damage, careful now. You'd hate for it to be an embarrassing end. 5-7 of Mezzy drops this slow Rops flank from bathrooms. 5-7, good to kill Frozen. Remember, they're ex-teammates. Don't let Rops be the one. How does Zywoo do that? Double deagle kill.
No.
There comes Flamesy. And there's that swift reminder. Kerrigan, good luck. Rops hands on the AK, cut down FaZe Clan.
Wala si Kerrigan.
And it's not even a rifle to do it.
Until reality slaps you upside the head. 12-2. Vitality now stand on the finish line.
Reality minutes away. FaZe doing their best to try to ignore it. Oh my. And Zywoo's getting kills like that.
They know how close they are.
One of the few times FaZe don't convert around like this.
The first half of 2025 will be remembered as Vitality dominating the opposition. Constantly the champions. The second half of this year was one where they had to take a back seat and had to learn to adapt. Had to learn again what it was like to feel the loss. Zywoo steps forward towards the bathrooms to try to end this here and now. That long push comes onto the flank. And now Apex over top of the van. Kerrigan, there's nowhere to run. So little place to hide. Frozen meant to support him. On for the 1v3 or else. Vitality reigning, defending, back-to-back major champions. One frag from it and Frozen will fight to the bitter end. Apex on the front of the bomb site. Frozen on the swing. And it's Apex himself to end it. The one and only Dan Mattisclair. 2 majors in CSGO. 2 majors in CS2.
And who knows how many more. This team bouncing back from themselves versus a whole new field. Bigger, badder, and stronger to get the final word in the second season. After already giving us something we had never seen and thought was never possible after Astralis.
They built their era, they claimed their empire, and now they will pen the beginning of the second act of Vitality's global domination. With Budapest as our battleground, where history whispers from every cobblestone, Vitality's legend will never be forgotten.
Never.
Trash talk ka ngayon,
This
simple,
team
gago
jubilant,
ka.
fans on their feet, everyone waiting for this moment. They finally can say they killed FaZe.
And they can finally say that they can continue to make a claim as one of Counter-Strike's greatest to ever do it. Astralis' records are the only things in their sight, the only back-to-back major champion since 2019. After the greatest season of Counter-Strike we've ever seen, it is Vitality back on top. Your Star Ladder Budapest Major Champions!
Budapest Major Champions. Vitality.
Siguro pag na-nalay, may text pa sa chat.
Vitality have done it! Back-to-back major champions! Flamesy, it's quite the journey you have been on. If you remember joining after Paris, they'd already lifted a trophy, people doubted you, didn't believe in you, but you've shown up time and time again, and now you're part of history. How does this moment feel?
You cannot describe it in words. It's just an insane experience. This year has been nothing but crazy. I have an amazing player beside me, and we all know that we might not have a chance to be a part of this group in our future. So we want to do our best in this team, and that's what we get. And yeah, that was the cherry on top of the year, and I'm so happy to be in this part of this team. And yeah, it's amazing.
And I know you got your brothers here, your girlfriends here, there's family watching. Anything you want to say to them?
Well, I love you all. Thank you for coming. It's a lot of fans came to support us from the Golden Hornets and a lot of fans from home. And nothing but thanks. It's really amazing to hear your voices so much. And for all the crowd, to be honest, you were amazing.
Hey, come on! Mezzy, you were a beast in this grand final, man. I think he may call you British player, but I'm going to call you the greatest British player of all time in any version of Counter-Strike, and it is not even close right now. Just tell me what the hell happened in this final, bro.
Well, I don't even know. This team is special. It's one of the greatest of all time. I'm just so grateful and happy to be part of this process and part of this team. They're, yeah, everyone in this lineup, everyone behind the scenes do a great job, and yeah, I'm just, yeah, like I say, crazy. It's insane that this is the life, and this is what I'm a part of. But yeah, thank you to all the fans in the arena. This was one of the craziest finals to play. Thank you so much.
And I know you've also got your fiance there, you've got your baby as well. There's time away from home. There's a lot of sacrifice.